Mitraya Namaha. Welcome to VSP 1080 channel Energy Circles, and today we are going to talk about how do you escape being a servant to your mind. Okay, you should really try this and attempt on this, and this is the only effort we have to put in our life, that we should start escaping from being a servant to our mind. We should master it actually, but we generally end up in serving our mind more. So what I thought is, I'll tell you some quick sections of information so that it will be easy for you to practice in case you want to master your mind and escape being a servant to your mind. First is, you should understand there are different lokas, and out of which three very important. First is Arupa Loka, where there is no form or any structure or any material. It's a Arupa Loka. There is no Rupam, or there is no structure, there is no form. It is called formlessness. Okay, that is God is omnipotent, omnipresent, and there is no form to God and all. That kind of realm. And the second is the Rupa Loka, that is, there is a structure, there is a form, there is a definition, there is good and bad, etc. Okay, this is the Rupa Lokam. The third and very important, what we all live in, is the Kama Loka. Kama Loka is the Loka of desire, the realm or the stage of desires. We all live in the stage of desires. That is, we are living in this human form where we are bounded or surrounded by desires, wishes, and more than wishes, it is desire, right? And I don't know exact word for it, but actually it is not just wishes, it is your attachment towards that wish. Okay, it's more of a desire kind of thing, right? So we live in that realm or that stage of desires. That's called Kama Loka. Okay, and then when you understand the Kama Loka properly, you have lot of wishes, and these wishes, if they are good, if they are for everyone's benefit, you go to heaven. Or if they are bad and you are constantly dwelling in that wish and you are causing harm for your wishes, then that will take you towards hell. Then if your wishes are more or less equated, then you come onto the earth. This is how we generally see. It is not exact way, but to make you understand, or to make all of us to come into single page, I am making it more crude way. That is, there are if you are attached to some kind of desires, you stay in these three. Either you go for heaven, hell, or in the earth, right? This is one pattern of understanding. Now, all our those who are on earth now or in the human form, okay, we should understand we are more attached to our desires, and these desires are generated by your four compartments of the mind. That is your manas, chittam, buddhi, and ahankara, or sometimes it is called prajna also. So it is all, these are all collectively, we have some the combination and permutations, and based on your philosophies, based on your understandings and all, based on your purva punyam, purva karmas, they all collectively become your personality. In this human form, the manas, the mind, has got lot of memory, and you constantly create thoughts. From the chitta you get thoughts. From the thoughts, if you are attached to that, your chitta will segregate them and put them as your samskaras, that is your habits, your your tendencies, your characters. Okay, and then your ahankara, you become identified with, you think that you are separate from them, or you are unique, you are great, your knowledge is higher than everyone, you are great and all, that ahankara. Or you get identified that you are Indian, you are Pakistani, or you are something else, you are white, you are black, you are this, you are that. So you get identified, and based on that identification, your buddhi will create your own stories. That is, your intelligence will create saying, yeah, why this fellow talking like this? Actually, in that book I read like this. I am behaving like this. This is not what my father taught me. This is not what my mother taught me. This story is right. This story is wrong. He is correct. He is wrong. All this, your buddhi will start limiting, and it will start give you a perspective and direction. Once that is done, your chitta and manas, your manas will start creating thoughts, and if you segregate that thoughts, if you start thinking on that for a long time, then that become your character. Then once that becomes your character, you keep doing that again and again and again and again. So then where this is thoughts coming from? Your data, whatever your data you're feeding in will create all the thoughts coming from your mind, right? So it is churning like this, coming up and coming down. So it keeps going front and back from your past memories, from your past actions, from your experiences and all. You creating thought, and if you start spending some time on that thought, you become that character, that personality, and that including your buddhi will make you believe that yes, whatever you are thinking is right and everyone else is wrong, and then your ahankara sets in, and ahankara will become I am right, this is me, this is mine, this is like that. I will start settling in, right? So now whenever you are attached to this system like this, your mind will always play game with you, and you will never be able to know the reality of it. Okay, so the moment you realize this is the fact, the moment you start at least appreciating that, okay, this can happen, that there is manas, there is chittam, there is buddhi, there is ahankaram, and all these realms of desire, that is I want this, I want that, I want happiness, I want only good things to happen in my life, I want this girl, I want that money, I want this sweet, I want this chocolate. If you get attached, you have desires. You understand this is the locum of desire, that is you have desires all around you. At least for a when there is rain, you want some sunlight. When it is cold, you want hot. Some kind of desires keep popping up in your mind. So when this happens, when this kind of desires occupy you, you keep generating thoughts. Thoughts become your words. Words become your actions become your samskaras. It's just like that. Okay, there are different definitions for it. Different books have given different definitions. What I wanted to do is, I wanted to give an simplistic way of approach so that we don't get confused, because mind plays a game here also. I'll tell you a simple example. Now whoever is listening to this video, their mind plays such an important game here that they don't understand, oh, this can be a perspective, I want to take this, I want to take this information, I will work on it. The mind will say, how is he talking? What is he capable about? Did he realize anything? So their mind will create unnecessary questions deviating from the subject. Okay. So all I want you to do is understand that game your mind plays with you. This should be kept in your mind strongly, that your mind is trying to play a game. This is first step to master your mind. That is, let go of the stories created by your mind and start observing it. How will you observe? Not that you don't read, you don't follow, you don't learn new, or you just listen to what I say and start implementing it. No, it is like you are open for information, and you want to get information, you want to take information and scrutinize that information and start implementing it. These days, information is around everywhere. It is available everywhere, all over the internet. Whatever you type, before you finish off your typing, you get a million answers for it. But when you know everything, when everyone knows everything, when everyone has so much of information available, but why people are not being good? Because you will not implement it in your life. Everyone knows waking up at 5 a.m. and doing exercise is good for health, but people don't do it. That's because your manas or your mind will play game just at the moment where you want to work. Just when everything when everything settles in, when you know the information, when you want to work out, but just at 5 a.m. when your alarm rings, it will say, that's okay, tomorrow we will work out. What will happen? Even whales are so big and fat, but they are the happiest fishes in the ocean. Like that, some nonsense they will create. Okay, so first is get rid of this stories created by your mind. One. Second is stop learning about unnecessary information. Do not be an information gatherers, like just collecting information and assessing this fellow is good, this fellow is not good, this is nice, that is not nice. Stop assessing things, stop being judge for everything, and understand your step towards controlling your mind comes from the first thought, that is, your thoughts are created by your previous accumulations. So the moment you realize this, you will stop accumulating things. Once you stop accumulating things, you know, the clouds move away and the sun starts shining bright. So this is first step. Then people may get this doubt, so I should not create stories in my mind. Whatever thought I get, I should kill the thought there. And what else now? What should I do now? Okay, is the second question, is a general question, how people ask. So if you want to master your mind, first is watch each thought carefully. Okay, start watching it at least. If you cannot stop it, at least watch it first. Once you start watching it, you should realize that the moment you are watching each thought, okay, you start living in that present moment. When you start watching it in the present moment, you see you are wasting enormous amount of energy on unnecessary things. When you stop wasting your energy on unnecessary things, you will realize that you have enormous amount of energy at your disposal. When you know that you have enormous energy of enormous amount of energy with you, then anything in this world is possible for you, because you have energy. So there are certain steps towards that controlling your mind. First is memory. Okay, always collect right positive memory only. Stop attaching yourself or identifying yourself or accumulating wrong memory, wrong data. Okay, first. Second is energy. You have to preserve your energy from getting into unnecessary things, right? Preserve your energy, very, very important. The memory, energy, very, very important. Third is concentration. I want you all to start practicing concentration. Once you start practicing concentration, initially it will be difficult. 100 days, I am telling you, Mandalam days, that is 41 days. If you start practicing, concentrate on something, 41 days. You see, your mind automatically starts listening to you. Once your mind listens to you, you become the boss of your mind. You will not become servant of your mind. You will become boss of your mind, and you will say that where your mind has to sit, you can order your mind to go and sit there. Okay, that way you will become the boss of your mind. Next is develop 3-4 qualities like this. One is being blissful, being happy for whatever circumstance you are in. Second is show empathy. Go to their position and see. Someone scolds you, you may talk harsh with them then, but inside you should forgive them, saying they are at the very bad place. That is why they are taking time to curse someone, right? This is the other thing. Next is be impartial to everyone. Never be partial to something, some color, caste, creed, country. So don't be partial to anyone. Next is start investigating exact nature of your body. Start investigation. Spend some time to examine your body. The moment you examine your body, start examining your body, you will understand, oh, I'm made up of 5 elements, the earth, water, fire, air, and the vacuum or the ether, right? Once you realize this, once you understand this, you are made of this, and the combination has to be properly set so that everything you are you are surrounded by is only you. It is all that same earth, water, fire, air, and the shunyam and the manas, the buddhi. Okay, once you realize this segment, then you will become the master of your mind, and you know where you have to put your mind, you know where you have to collect back your mind from, and you know what good thoughts to generate, and that will lead you slowly towards your closely towards your Paramatma. Once you are close to the Paramatma, I think everything will fall in place, and the journey from there is like escape velocity, where from the orbit, if something has to escape into the space, there is some escape velocity where it just clicks. So that will be the blessing from the God or from the supreme power, whatever you think is right. Hope this gave you some insight, and start controlling your mind with concentration, feeding good memory, and saving lot of energy, right? Hope this video gave you some insight. This is just one kind of perspective, not that this is a personalized experience. I've read some books and I'm putting this matter to you. There can be definitional changes, that is, in one book Manas is given something else. It is not mind, it is brain and all. Some word game will be there, but in general this is the concept. Hope you like the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Mitraya Namaha.
Mitraya Namaha. Welcome to Energy Circle's VSP 1080 channel. Thank you for the amazing response. Please do not forget to pass it on and subscribe. Thank you very much. Aditya Sakshi, Sampurna Raksha.